So everybody, what do you do at the end of the... Okay. Hi guys. So what do you do at the end of a very, very long day? Well, you record the intro for your very next vlog. Welcome to Tuesday. Welcome back to our channel. Following our quick tip from Rick theme this Tuesday and every Tuesday going forward is going to be more of a Tech Tuesday, where we read your questions, some tech questions, some troubleshooting issues, operational, how to use stuff on your Corvette. You email in those questions and we give you the answers via myself and our Corvette technician, Chuck Metz. So thanks again for joining us on the channel. And yes, you're going to find out who the winners are of these 1/18 scale die-cast C8 Corvettes today on the vlog. And of course, don't forget, on the back half of today's upload is going to be your beautiful rides. I appreciate you sending in your questions and some great looking cars for everyone to enjoy on today's upload. Now on Sunday, our Coffee with Conti show, we had a contest on how you could win these die-cast and the Corvette brochure. I told you to go to my Instagram page. Now, there's always a method to my madness, and a lot of people had said, hey, Rick, you got an Instagram page, but you don't really talk about it. So, yeah, I forced your hand to go to Instagram to enter, and at least get the information to enter this contest. And what I told you to do is go to Instagram and scroll down and tell me the name of the most recent Corvette that I delivered. Not the name of somebody in the vlog, not a previous vlog, not anybody on CorvetteConti.com or on Facebook, on Instagram. And a lot of you got it wrong. I mean, you tried real hard, but I couldn't believe the crazy answers all over the place. Here's what you needed to do. All right, so you'd go to my Instagram page, go to Rick Corvette Conti, and here's the post from Sunday. All right, so that's the post. Disregard this stuff that I recently posted, but here's the post from Sunday. So from here, you would scroll down, and there's a car. That's Harlan Charles. He didn't buy a car, so that doesn't count. And here's just promoting the show, and there's nobody in there. There's some cars arriving. No names in there. Not a car delivered. Another promo. There was a vlog that we did, but there was no customer deliveries in that particular one. Here's my last Stingray. And then, oh, here it is. That's Sean from Indiana. And the correct answer. You were supposed to comment on the YouTube page that name, Sean from Indiana. Here's Jim from Indiana. Don't know who that is. Roger and Pat. That's an old vlog. There's Donald from Maryland. No. ZR1. They were all over the place, man. Tom, and a lot of you guys said Tom because Tom was the last customer you saw in the video on Sunday, but he did not take delivery, and he was never shared on Instagram. So I'm sorry, you guys. Wasn't trying to make it difficult. Just let it be known by forcing your hand that, yes, I do in fact have an Instagram account. So thanks for participating, and you saw that I have a ton of these on Sunday, so there will be more opportunities to win coming up in future vlogs right here on this channel. Yeah, I know. It looks probably green on your screen, but trust me, it's a representation of Accelerate Yellow in the C8 mid-engine Corvette, and man, it looks cool in person. Winners coming up in just a moment. You guys sent in a lot of questions. I really appreciate that for our Tech Tuesday segment. Let's share a few of those with you right now.
You feel a lot more comfortable doing that now, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a chance to remind you guys regarding the guy that did have a C8 fall off a dealer rack. We've not shared that interview with you yet because there's still some final details. It's a lot longer process than I think even he expected. Certainly than I expected. I figured this thing would be wrapped up, boom, done. When he gets that all done, we're going to have that interview with you guys, letting you know how it was resolved. So he's happy moving forward. And I'm just glad that some of the stuff that we're talking about on the videos will help you guys going forward so your car does not fall off the lift. You remind these guys to jack and lift these cars properly. It really is a whole different element. And not a lot of cars have been delivered, as we've talked about. So as more and more cars hit the marketplace, some dealers are going to be seeing their first ever mid-engine Corvettes. It's important that they know what they're doing so you don't have any more Yeah, you don't have any more crap happening. Exactly. Finally. Yeah, it feels like we're starting all over now that C8 Corvettes are shipping once again. In fact, I came in this morning, there was a customer waiting for me before I even got to the office. Phil, it was great to see you. I'm excited to give you the news that you are in fact getting a car. It's just a matter of when. In fact, Phil's car that he's selling, a 67 Cougar, is in today's ride segment. Blair also stopped by to see the Elkhart Lake Blue in person on the C8, and I really do appreciate that. Always good to see you guys, and always fun talking Corvette. Let me give you a quick market update. This week, Bowling Green Assembly is shut down. They go back to work on July 6th. Sometime in July, the second shift is finally going to start working. And sometime in August, I don't want to give any dates, I don't want anybody yelling at me, but sometime in August, yes, the retail hardtop convertibles for the C8 mid-engine Corvette for 2020 model year, those begin production. In fact, this past weekend, Corvette product manager Harlan Charles, he was caught out driving his company demo, a mid-engine hardtop convertible, white, black wheels, yellow calipers, and yellow stitching.
I just wanna feel beautiful in the skin that I'm in. I just wanna do natural. Is that too much? I wanna be beautiful.
Woo! Man, that thing looks great. Now let's put things in perspective. After Memorial Day, Bowling Green Assembly finally went back to work. So they've been working, what, about a month? The first shipment of any retail cars for you guys just left the assembly plant last week. They're just starting to arrive. That also means that suppliers and so forth are just starting to get in the queue and provide things that they need to start building these cars. That leads me to the next thing I want to remind you guys. If you have an order with me and the allocation, in fact, was released, I told you on Friday that my page went down, and especially the one page I needed, the tracking page. I created a whole new page, whole new link, so if you had an old link, get rid of that. The new link is down below in the description. And I've been digging, and in fact, as of 6/26, there was an update on what I try to give you guys some idea when these cars are arriving, the ETAs, before we actually have a build week assigned. Now that's going to change, that's going to continue to change. I think it's going to change for the better. Once the second shift gets online, you're going to see those dates start to alter and I think move all over the place. So be patient, I really do appreciate that. As I get an update, I'm going to share that with you on that page so you have some expectation on when, not if, but when your C8 mid-engine Corvette is going to arrive. Keep this in mind, when they arrive and if in fact you ordered accessories on your car. When the car shows up, as the one Chuck's getting ready to prep right now, doesn't mean all of a sudden you prep it and it's ready to go. You have to wait for those accessories to get released from the distribution center, from their main center to the dealer distribution center, and then shipped to the dealership. Kind of what's going on right now with Ernie's car. He's getting a high wing and a couple other things. I think the engine cover is on back order, so they're not here. So I talked to him just the other day and he says, well, what do you suggest I do? And I said, well, if it was me, and thank goodness he lives here in Ohio, about 3 hours away, I say, hey, why don't we prep the car, come get the car, enjoy the car. It's a Z51, that'll be an easier install for the high wing because the holes are already drilled. Maybe come back down, wait a couple hours, and we'll get that put on for you. Because you know what, I like that idea, that's great. Well, it very well could sit here for 2 weeks before all those pieces, parts come together. I think we've all waited long enough. Do you think he wanted to wait knowing this car was sitting here for another couple of weeks possibly before the accessories arrive? So communicate with your dealership if you've got accessories ordered on your car. Just because the car shows up doesn't mean all the pieces, parts are there to get it going. Oh, excuse me. Oh, real quick, let me just show you a little bit of the Zeus bronze, only because at this point of recording, there's been over 30 plus people coming in. They said, hey, we saw in the video that you've got a Zeus bronze. I want to see that color. We're going to feature it as soon as it's ready to go, and before Scott gets it in Minnesota. Woo! Look at that thing. It's beautiful. Beautiful color, guys. And that's going to look great, too, when the pewter wheels get on there. And I was telling one guy that was looking at the car, I'm going to tell you guys on the channel, just again, my spidey sense working for you. I think this color after 21 is gone. It was never intended to be that volume color. So if you're hanging on for the Z06 or something going forward beyond 22, I just guess predicting that after the 21 model year that Zeus Bronze would be no longer available. Kind of seen the trend happen over years past with those trendy colors that again aren't intended to be volume colors, just a little something different for you. This is very classy, very exciting. So again, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we're going to do just one video entirely on the Zeus Bronze. Chuck, thanks for joining us. You guys, thanks for sending in the questions. We'll answer as many as we can. We don't want to turn this into another hour-long show like we had a couple of Sundays ago, but it was a lot of fun, and it's great just to be able to share some info with you guys in hopes that it does help you. This first one comes from my customer, Dave. He says, Rick, I've got a 17 Z06 that I bought from you. I'm having one problem, and it's been some time when I'm filling up the gas tank. The gas pump keeps turning off when I've got the nozzle in. Even if I take the nozzle a little way out, and even if it's a slow feed, can this be fixed at all? I gotta get my oil changed and see Chuck, and I'd like him to fix this if it's possible. What do you think?
I've had a lot of complaints about that. Unless there's a check engine light or a trouble code in the evac system that's keeping the system pressurized, there's not a fix for it currently.
You know, I fill up these cars personally for delivery, and I know exactly what you're talking about. You've got to put the nozzle in just a certain way, and I think sometimes it depends on how fast the gas is coming out of there. And you said this happens even if you're at a slow feed, so that kind of debunks what I was going to tell you. But you gotta play with that nozzle a little bit. Maybe tilt the angle. Sometimes I notice if you got the angle just sitting down, maybe if you tilt it up so the positioning is going down like this, that'll help a little bit. But keep an eye on it. If you see a check engine light, then that'll be something that he can dig into. So look forward to seeing you when you come in for your oil change. All right, got another question for you guys, and this is kind of similar, I think, to the one that we answered back in the Q&A show. Jim, thanks for sending it in. He's got a 15 Z06 with the Z07 package. He's getting a brake warn message up in the driver information center. There is a sensor you got to be concerned with, and you and I talked about this before. Let's remind him in case he missed that show.
Okay, there is a bulletin out there for the wires coming apart where they connect. If all the wiring and everything's correct, more than likely you have a bad sensor. Unfortunately, you can't just buy the sensor. You have to buy the whole brake pad assembly. It comes with a new sensor.
And you were telling me too, the way that the sensors communicate, there's no way of really telling what sensor's bad, so one goes bad, they're all bad.
Well, it takes them all down. Yeah, it's like a Christmas tree. Everybody knows one bulb goes bad, this strand light no longer works. And you're hunting for the one bad bulb.
Yeah, so kind of the same thing we answered in that Q&A. But Jim, hope that helps you, buddy. All right, this next question, first a comment though from Ron. Saw a video Chuck and I did a couple of weeks ago talking about how you jump your Corvette and what terminal to connect and disconnect first. He says that was a great tip because when I bought my 17 Grand Sport, the salesman jumped the car that'd been sitting there for a while and blew out a bunch of modules. I had no idea what was going on. He goes, now I do. As far as this question he has for us this week, do you want to read that one there, buddy?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
He's like, I would like both you and Chuck's opinion on using the range AMF disabler. Does it add longevity to the car lifters and or the torque converter? Is it bad to disable the lifter activation for a long period of time? Well, you know, they're disconnected or unlocking the lifters to go into 4-cylinder mode for fuel economy is really what it's for.
Right.
So, I mean, if you want fuel economy, I'd leave it active. I don't know about the aftermarket stuff to deactivate it. If the car is under warranty, I wouldn't recommend it.
Right. You guys, when you buy a new car, there's an extra form now that Chevy gives us. If you're going to do any aftermarket stuff, it lets you know you have to sign that document that you very well could affect your warranty package that's on the car from Chevrolet. So something like this, if you're under warranty and you've got a problem, well, it's not going to be taken care of. All right, we got two more for you guys today. Thanks for sending these in. This one comes from my existing customers, Mike and Michelle here in Ohio, that took delivery via the Corvette Museum of a 19 Shadow Gray Grand Sport. They said, we're loving every minute of the car. We're so glad that we bought the car from you. I am too. Thanks, you guys. I really appreciate that. And thanks for continuing. You know, after you guys get your cars and you still keep watching the channel, that means a lot. So thank you for that. So here's an issue that keeps happening with his car intermittent times because he has a memory packaged Corvette. That the seat and the steering wheel do not reposition based on what he has set. I appreciate the vlog you guys did on the quick tip when you talked about the seat belt getting stuck behind the recliner. It was good to know that. He goes, but sometimes I get in the car and I still have to hold down the memory 1 button to get everything to move. Sometimes it doesn't even work. Any ideas on that? I know how much you love the electronics.
Yeah, I've got an idea. All right, well, go ahead. Let's see what you got.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it could be a couple of different things. Take my glasses off for this one. It could be a couple of different things. What I would do is go back into your settings and turn off the exit position, turn off the memory recall, turn that all off, and just start over. Have both key fobs in the car. We also talked about before making sure that the seat's not too far back that you're putting pressure on that sensor on the wall behind the seat. So reposition your exit position of the seat, making sure that you're not on that wall. Get that set. Car running. Hold that, hit set, and then hold it till it beeps twice. Then reposition 1, reposition 2 as far as your seat, mirrors, and your steering column. Reset all that. Go back into the infotainment system. Turn all those systems back on. Turn the car off, open the door, and I think everything will be working again for you.
Okay.
How'd I do?
Good. I just have one other suggestion.
Okay.
Then the next time before he does all that,
yes,
the next time he gets in and starts it and it don't go back to where he says it was, or where it was set,
reprogram it.
Shut the car back off, reach down on the seat track button and just bump it forward that far, just enough to move it, and then start the car back up and see if it moves. If it does, that tells you you've got the seat too far back and it's against the sensor.
Yeah, so then you still have to reprogram it, what
Right.
we just talked about. So that's right. So that's a good way to find out if in fact that is the issue.
Correct.
So move that seat just a little bit forward, restart it. If she moves, that means it's now communicating and reading what it's supposed
Yep.
to. All right, fantastic.
Because when it comes back against that sensor, it shuts everything down so you don't crush the back seat.
Great, I'm glad he's paying attention. Now we actually have 2 more for you guys, and thanks again for sending everything in. This comes from William Robinson. He says, Rick, I enjoy the channel. Back on June 21st, you and Chuck recommended a AC Delco lubricant for the roof and the door seals. I got some, but I haven't applied it yet. I've got a couple of questions. On the back of the jar, it says it's used for electrical terminals, no mention of seals. Is this the correct stuff? It's sort of like Vaseline. It seems like that stuff might collect dust and dirt. Is this an issue?
Well, if you look on the read on the back of this is for electrical terminals, but this is what I use. This conditions the rubber seals. What I do is apply this liberally, let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes to soak into the weather strip, and then wipe the access off. I'm not leaving it on there. Like I said, this just conditions the rubber, and you're wiping 99% of it back off so that the weather strip is now conditioned. This stuff's waterproof. That's why they use it on electrical connectors, and makes a good conditioner.
Yeah, so that's a good idea. So it's something you ordinarily wouldn't find. So that's kind of a tip from a guy that does this every day. Something out of the box, if you will. Again, let me get that a little closer so you guys can see that. So William, you did have the right stuff, and it's okay to use this. Okay, and now our last question this week on our Tech Tuesday comes from John in Columbus, Mississippi. He's got a C7 Corvette with the front parking cameras. The driver's side is chipped. Can you repair just that camera, or do you have to change the whole front end of the car?
Well, no, you can just replace, the cameras are separate from each other, so you can replace the passenger or the right side, passenger or left. The problem is the front bumper does have to come off the car to get to the camera.
I was just going to ask you that. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
there's no way to access the camera until you take the whole bumper fascia off. But yes, they can be replaced independently from side to side.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Tech Tuesday segment. You can continue to send in those questions and we'll share as many as we can with you each and every Tuesday. Now let's find out the winners of our C8 Corvette Diecast. Hey, once again, thanks everybody for watching and participating. Trust me, there's a lot more fun, more prizes, even cooler prizes coming on this channel all around Corvette, so make sure you are a subscriber. I do appreciate that. Now, if you're a winner with your handle that you have on YouTube, your Google ID or whatever that may be, down below in the comments on this video, put your email address so I can reach you directly, get your address, and get these out to you guys right away.
Congratulations! 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 Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Congratulations! So let's finish up today's show as we do every Tuesday with your beautiful rides. Real quick, an email though comes from Al and Veronica in Montreal, Canada. It says, hello Rick, thank you to you and Chuck for all that you do. Here's a quick picture, which you'll see in just a second, of our 2016 C7 Corvette. We love this car so much and we're waiting for our new C8 Corvette in ceramic matrix gray. Our second car is a Chevy Spark. So you can surely understand my haste of having our C8 as soon as possible. Thanks for watching the channel.
young, and I didn't understand that you were the one, and I can't wait to see you hindsight is fleeting when your heart's bleeding and all you can see is red, till you discover it is within each other to forgive and make amends. If I had known then what I know now, I wouldn't have said what I said. I took the long road, thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong instead, 'cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one, and I can't wait to see you again. Oh, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait, 'cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you